So join us. See what shenanigans we get into next. Who knows, maybe somewhere along the way, you'll find your favorite winemaker. Sonoma is my spot, but did you know the name actually refers to multiple things? Our home base this week is the adorable and historical town of Sonoma, California. While only 45 miles from San Francisco, it feels light years away from the big city. After a great morning sharing some farmer fizz with Tom and Todd, let's eat! We're meeting with Jenny and Scott of Jolie-Laide Wines for lunch at Valley Swim Club. I've been gushing about these wines for easily a decade, y'all. And Ricky has been friends with these two for even longer. So how did you all find this place?
Oh man, these guys are great. Order a counter, go sit down, casual, easy. It's great.
So tell us a little about Jolie-Laide.
We're going into our 16th harvest. We've already kind of started to bring fruit in.
Wow.
So yeah, we're getting ready. It's it's warm outside. Fruit's coming on fast. But we started this way back in 2010. Our trajectories here are so different. I'm from Chicago. I worked in restaurants my whole life. Restaurants brought me out to California to work in Yountville. The same way we say stage in restaurants, I went and worked at Harvest and just loved it. It was that kind of frenetic energy is very much like working in a restaurant, and so I just loved it.
Yeah, I came from complete opposite, science background, studied chemistry in my undergrad, and just wanted to get into pharmaceuticals, which I did, and realized that really wasn't what I wanted to do.
Wasn't your vibe?
And came out here to go to UC Davis and never went back to the East Coast.
92, go Ags!
It's a good school. Yeah.
So she has her master's in viticulture enology from Davis.
Yeah.
And then was working at a bunch of wineries around here, New Zealand, South Africa. We started in 10 with 1 ton of Trousseau Gris.
Wow.
And then just kind of built on that over the years. We didn't actually start becoming our own employees for 8 years in and then 10 years in.
Oh, wow.
We just built out a new winery space down here in Sonoma.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you catch that? This is their 16th harvest, but they just recently built out their own winemaking space. There's a big difference between what they do and that billions and billions served model. They are definitely not one of the 25 monster companies that make almost 75% of U.S. wine. I should probably mention that there are over 11,000 wineries in the U.S. The wines they create are not the same. Man, is it time to eat yet?
It's great to have you guys. I've got some food coming your way. I've got some cool stuff on the table for you guys. We are very excited to be on this sort of west side of town, closer to the quieter side, near Sonoma Mountain. We opened up our first location on the square in 2020 during COVID. As we've progressed as a business with my 3 business partners, Emma, Lauren, and Steph, we decided to open up this place. And it's a different vibe. This is sort of our take on our northeastern roots, sort of a California clam shack. A lot of collaborations happening to make the best of this community because it's clearly what we need to be doing here.
Love that.
Anyway, it's great to have you guys in.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to Swim Club.
It's amazing. Thank you.
Y'all.
What is it like to have your own space? How do you take that all in?
So nice.
Is it?
We started way back in the day in Forestville. In a shared facility with, it was Wingate, Arnold Robertson Rhyme.
So how many years was that shared kind of space living happening in?
We had a lot of roommates over the years, which is great. It was fun. We had great roommates over the years, but as we all got bigger,
Right.
there was some added challenges. We're kind of shedding roommates along the way.
Yeah.
What was the hardest thing about having roommates with such a complicated workload, especially during harvest?
Basically, it's just time management and sharing equipment, because at all the facilities we were just sharing equipment.
Yeah.
And then floor space.
She said it perfectly, but we just, as we were all getting bigger, it started to get kind of claustrophobic, and so we would do exactly that. We'd show up super early in the morning, 6 a.m., just so we could do punch downs or pump overs and have access to just getting the pumps to the tanks or laying barrels down. And so it's been great to have so much space in the new one, and just the control.
Yeah.
We're kind of maniacal about being on top of all the ferments, Jenny especially, and that's how we can make wine very cleanly. It's we're just crazy attention to detail and working very cleanly, so we're able to accomplish so much in a day.
It's our days are so much more efficient because we're not waiting for someone else to get in the press first or to get their barrels off the floor. So it's we're in control of the entire day.
And we grind it out. We come in, we hit it hard, we get through the work. This will be our 3rd harvest in the new space. In the first 2, we didn't work past 7 p.m.
Yeah.
We just
so
get
The days have been really efficient.
That sounds like a big change.
Huge.
Oh yeah. If corks are gonna fall out of bottles, like that can happen after work, and we can all kind of sit around. But during the work day,
Corks
we
fall out of bottles. Well said.
oh yeah, like we kind of grind it out during the day.
Yeah. I am definitely looking forward to checking out their new space on the south side of town. Lucky for us, it's just down the street from our cottages at Sonoma's Best. Then again, all the way across town here is a whopping 6 miles. Ooh, Tanner's coming with some food.
Our initial sort of concept was that of a California clam shack concept. Thanks to Emma and Steph, like we're doing like an homage to the sort of Cape Cod northeastern roots that we have sort of planted back in the day when we were all sort of coming up in restaurants. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. This was amazing. This is phenomenal. Thank you.
And I'm taking a cue from Scott because that's good. So, you went from shared space up north and moved down here. Was that a big kind of separation? Because while it's called Sonoma, and a lot of people think it's small, but that's an hour drive north.
It's going really well. Yeah. I mean, the wine industry in general is a very small community. It's like 1 degree of separation, basically, especially when you get in a small town. But it's very nice to have the facility we do where we do because there's a lot of wineries around there.
Well, that's right.
So all of our neighbors are also wineries.
Share a tank, share an idea.
It's a big
Yeah,
like
we do all those things.
it's a big community, and honestly, so yes, we moved around a bunch. So we kind of traversed kind of the northern part of the state. So being down in Sonoma is like a really great like nucleus point for us.
Yeah, your wines have a lot of connections. Whenever my kids are home or something, one of my pop in, of course, they're like, "You got Jolie in the fridge?" They're like looking. It's kind of cute.
I mean, we'd love to hear that, of course, and we feel very lucky in the sense that we make what we like.
Yeah.
And just kind of hope other people like it.
Right.
We're not like a big winery, like kind of pandering to points and scores and critics and styles and oak and like all these kinds of things. So we make these really light, bright, kind of like clean, refreshing wines. And in a way, like you'll see when we get to the winery, like we'd like to listen to a lot of music, and we listen to sometimes some strange music. And is that for everybody? No. Are our wines for everybody? No, of course not.
Really fun to witness like adults trying our wines for the first time and like trying Trousseau Gris for the first time in their life because they don't know what to expect, and it's like really fun to see people, especially as an adult, like witness or like experience something for the first time ever, because that doesn't happen often, right?
We should go taste some Trousseau Gris or check out the vines.
Are you inviting yourself over?
I am definitely inviting myself.
Well, I guess since you all have known each other for so long, I guess you can do that. I'm gonna be polite.
Welcome anytime.
I mean, you guys are here, right? So we should absolutely go to the winery. But if you guys want to meet out at the vineyard, we should go check it out.
Man, oh man, I love me some Jenny and Scott. Just in case you missed the memo, that Trousseau Gris should be a lock on your Thanksgiving table. So you know what tomorrow is, right? Grab those car snacks because it's time for a road trip. Remember, Sonoma is a small town, but Sonoma is also a really big county. We're headed 45 minutes north to the Russian River Valley to check out that new crop of Trousseau Gris. Man, I hope Ricky doesn't try to take the ox again.
Hey, this is from the Mayflower. This was from the Mayflower.
It feels so
does,
new.
right? It feels like an old book. The first turkeys came over on the I don't know if you've heard this.